Check. Man, are we live? We are live once again. We haven't done one of these in forever. No, I'm not talking about a podcast, even though I do those very sparingly now. When it's important, it's special. Y'all know when we get on here, it's going to be important. I've significantly slowed down with podcasting and focus more on gaming now. But y'all know when me and BX Connect get on here, we do our thing. We hold it down. We entertain y'all. We get controversial. We get upset. We get people upset. And man, it's all we just provide something different than other podcasts. Everybody's a yes man. Everybody kisses ass. We keep it 100, whether we upset people or not. However, we got some great topics to discuss tonight, as usual. This might not be a long show. We might have to do a part 2 because JoJo might be sleeping. He's a very busy man. In addition to doing all this stuff with MMA and his coverage, he's also a big devout Christian. He does a great job with church, do stuff for community. This is the one person I won't hold it against if he misses the show because he works so hard. But I'm speaking in speculation because I spoke to him about 3 hours ago and he said he was good for an hour. But I sent him the invite if he wants to get on. If he fell asleep, that's fine. This is JoJo we talking about. We'll just do a part 2 tomorrow, which will probably be like, another hour or so. He'll give his opinion and that'll be that. We'll do some banter. Luckily, I have quite a few things I could talk about myself where if he can't show up, I can hold the show down by myself and I'll just briefly read the results from the UFC card. JoJo's more of the UFC analytical. I'm the WWE analytical person. So I'll allow him to do that when he comes back. And hopefully I'm not too loud because I can't hear myself through the headphones, but I just checked the volume and it does say the audio is at least going out to you guys, going out to the world, going out to the web. I'm happy that I'm one of the few people right now that's on YouTube that's actually in the top group of people. It's not a whole lot of competition probably because it's Saturday night. But we're going to prove these motherfuckers why I should consistently be in the top demographics, in the top search engine and all that stuff because YouTube has some interesting analytics and how they post things. First of all, let me make sure I'm actually on Twitter before we get going. It looks like I am. But yeah, it's 2 people viewing. What up, everybody? What up? Big ups. So, a couple things I want to talk about before we get into what happened tonight. AEW still going on. These motherfuckers are crazy. You got a 13-card match in 2022 where people have a short attention span. That's fucking crazy. But anyway, I mean, AEW is the epitome of let's get our shit in. They're the people that we're going to get our shit in. They're super service of their fans, which is 2 sides today. It can be looked at as a good or a bad thing. To me, it's mostly bad because I honestly think people don't have the attention span to sit through that shit. And we live in an era where TikTok is popular and Snapchat and brief videos. And with all the money they got and fucking Tony Khan bragging about I have more money than Jim Crockett ever had using his voice modifier to make him tough because nothing about Tony Khan is tough. Now, let's be honest. Vince McMahon was an asshole. He was. This man did a lot of bad things. I'm surprised he's not in prison right now. The sheer luck that he's dodged prison this long is quite fascinating with Vince McMahon. However, Vince McMahon was, without a shadow of a doubt, an alpha male. A lot of people aren't alpha male. Vince McMahon was one. And one thing that Vince McMahon was most of the time was honest and a straightforward businessman. Tony Khan is the complete opposite. It seems like his goal is to always super service fans. Now, let me go to my YouTube and make sure that's a good way to be able to tell if I can hear or if my voice is bleeding through because I'm not assuming I am. I actually am. I sound pretty clear. Okay. So with Tony Khan, he always stacks his cards on TV. So I'm not surprised that he stacks his card on pay-per-views because you have less restrictions, especially when you're paying for the time slot. The only time you're pressured on a pay-per-view to go off air is when the people that you're paying for the pay-per-view to be distributed by say, dude, you got to wrap this shit up. That's the only time you're going to have these type of issues. Other than that, Tony Khan, no, he can get away with this this whole mentality of we just going to throw everything on there. But what he has to understand is less is more. This pay-per-view is still going on well past 10 o'clock. You cannot have 4-hour pay-per-views when you got 2 TV shows that already accumulate. No, technically, Rampage is 1 hour, Dynamite's 2. So they got 3 hours of programming. They already got an overly bloated roster. And I understand that Tony Khan wants to be the opposite of Vince. He goes out of his way to not be, pretty much be the opposite of Vince in every way possible. Vince was an asshole to his fans towards the end of his run. He did listen to the fans. Tony Khan overly listens to his fans. Vince McMahon was involved in a lot of scandals, and I should say he's a disciplinarian. He's a disciplinarian. When you fucked up, you got a consequence. Tony Khan's the opposite. When you fuck up, a lot of the times, ironically, you get rewarded with Tony Khan, which I find quite strange. But this is Tony Khan we're talking about. Inexperienced businessman, yeah, you got a lot of money, but you're a trust fund baby. Like, let's be honest. Like, a lot of your fans not going to tell you that because a lot of them are modern day SJWs. I'll say this about Tony Khan. He's smart in the sense that he knows that he's going to take advantage of the times we live in where everybody's super sensitive. Everybody's going to overly be offended by a lot of non-SJW stuff, and that's the type of crowd he caters to. So he's smart in that sense. You couldn't find a more advantageous, opportunistic time for a guy like Tony Khan. It's very fragile, concerned about what everybody thinks about him type of guy, and that's kind of just what it is, honestly, with him. And I'm sorry, I'm multitasking right now because none of my guest hosts are here, so I got to type and talk. So I'm trying not to have to sit here because my mic acts weird sometimes and don't pick up the sound effects that I've played as of late. But anyway, we're going to make the best out of what we got going on right now. Let me pin this to my page, and we're going to continue this topic. So, yeah, as we left off with Tony Khan is a very fascinating human being. And, yeah, it shows tonight with the way this card is. Now, I saw a couple brief clips because I'm not going to watch the whole show, especially if it's still going on now. I'm not going to pay $60 to watch for. I can predict what a lot of their matches were. A lot of their matches will get your shit in. Now, to be fair, as I said, whenever the last time I did a show was, I want to say it was like Wednesday or some shit. To be fair to Tony Khan, this card looked pretty good for a current 2022 modern day product pay-per-view. It actually looked pretty good. It had some matches that I was like, for an AEW match, I might check this out. It had some good matches, including Sting was on the card, Jeff Jarrett's on the card, Darby Allin. A lot of these people that Jay Lethal, these people that want things to make sense was on this card, not just marks, because a lot of modern day AEW cards are SJW friendly with people you don't recognize, with matches that people are going to look at like, that's fake. I'm talking about fourth graders. Fucking fourth graders look at AEW like, dude, I've seen schoolyard fights more believable than this fight. And I'm not saying wrestling is overly serious. Trust me, or it has to be presented as overly serious. I'm not one of those people. It's a lot of people that think wrestling has to be overly serious. I'm not one of those people. I know the origins of it. First of all, I used to be a wrestler, amateur, and I trained to be a pro for a while until I got disgusted about a modern era. And I was like, yep, none of these dudes want to make money. They want to injure themselves and play with their friends. No, thank you. So with that said, I'm a firm believer, and I totally understand that wrestling came from the carnivals. It used to be a sideshow. And if you go to like festivals and stuff in a lot of large cities, wrestling still is a sideshow. If you go to any Mexican community doing their Mexican parades seasonally, usually in the warmer months, you'll see wrestling rings set up with luchadors wrestling. That's still a thing. People still have this perception that wrestling is a sideshow. And the only people to this day that still don't understand that is AEW. They still have this idea that we're going to make this shit serious. We don't care what nobody says. It's going to be presented as serious. And that is a big turnoff for a lot of people. When you start presenting your card in that way, you're setting yourself up to fail eventually. Luckily, also, another opportunity that Tony Khan has behind him that he wouldn't have survived, let's say 15 years ago if he was using this business model, that almost everything now is going towards a streaming service, and they have fans that are crazy enough, no matter how bad something is. I liken this to anime because anime is goofy, nerdy bullshit to me. I'm sorry, anybody that's offended. I've seen very little anime that I'm actually impressed by. Some people don't say the Boondocks is an anime. It looks like an anime to me. It looks like an American anime. Other than that, Dragon Ball Z, Attack on Titan, and Death Note, I don't too much care for any anime. I'm hearing everybody buzzing about Edge Runner, which is the cyberpunk anime. I watched it. It wasn't. I'm sorry, I didn't watch it. I saw a trailer. I was not impressed. It looked. Now, I generally try to tell people you cannot really gauge something by a trailer. However, I was able to kind of tell, and I still might watch the first episode. I don't have Netflix in the basement while I usually play my game up, but upstairs in my bedroom I do. But I spend a lot of my time in the basement because the newer TV's down there, and it's just kind of more set up like a man cave for me. So I might check it out one day when I'm upstairs, like doing laundry. They literally most things, because I'm so busy with so much stuff I have going on, usually related to money, they got about 10 minutes of my attention before I completely say, fuck this. I don't got time to watch this crap. Because not only am I, most TV shows are just, a lot of them are just poorly written and have agendas to them. A lot of these people had the audacity to make this shit more than half an hour. I've been so accustomed to watching things through clips and synopsis. For me to watch more than a show that's longer than 30 minutes, it has to be a great show. And honestly, a lot of today's shows aren't even good, let alone great. They're not even close to good. They're just terrible because they're too political. Nobody tries to be entertaining anymore. Everybody seems like they have an angle or an agenda as opposed to being entertaining and clever. They just, are upholding something I don't care about. And I don't like to feel like I'm being forced to believe something. I like to be able to leave things up open for interpretation so I can ask questions and be curious. I like sometimes being like, I didn't expect that to happen. Man, dang, and sometimes the best feeling to me is when you get what a show was trying to do after the fact. Now, like, that's a good feeling for me. Some people, it might be the opposite because a lot of people grew up in this all-inclusive era where everything was like, it's okay, and you can't really give people constructive criticism. Now, I'm not saying by any means that you have to be coarse or an insensitive with feedback. I'm saying be constructive and be uplifting. Some of these people that are so-called creators, and I'm air quoting, can't see me because I'm only speaking in audio, but some of these people now they don't even know how to take constructive criticism, let alone anything else. So with that said, that's why we get these products that we have right now. Most shows I watch that are over an hour are extremely good. Breaking Bad, Animal Kingdom, Ray Donovan, shows like that. Really good shows. Shameless was good. But a lot of these shows, I'm not going to watch a goofy ass wrestling show for more than probably 10 or 15 minutes. And if I do, it's a synopsis video. I just don't have the inclination to watch wrestling no more. I really don't. Like, they don't give me a reason to watch. I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to stress myself out I feel like a lot of times I have to think for wrestling. I just don't have the time for that shit. I really don't. Tyron Woodley's trending. All Out's trending. He's back, whatever the fuck that means. Is that Donald Trump? That sounds like something that's in relations to Donald Trump. I thought it was Trump. Yeah, Trump's back on. Hell yeah, big ups to Trump. Oh shit, Elon Musk gave Trump his fucking Twitter back. Oh shit. Yeah, Trump's back. How long he's been back? A lot of this stuff's from January 6th. That's probably because he literally came back today. I'm sorry to go on this tangent, but that is so interesting. I did not expect to see that he's back at all. Oh man, I know these people heads are about to blow the fuck up. White House the fastest president since Taft. Oh man, these people are so stupid. All I'm gonna do is say, if you're gonna sit here and say Orange Man bad or something like that, at least look at the good that Trump does. And no, of course, I think Trump's a fucking asshole with the bad stuff that he does. But I mean, like, our critical thinking has gone away. But anyway, this is not a mansplaining episode, which is kind of more my political show. Getting back to wrestling. Basically, Tony Khan, dude, you're not that wise. You booked the fucking 13 card. And yes, 4 of the matches were pre-show matches. But dude, your hardcore fans are going to watch whatever you do. However, at some point, you have to start using your fucking brain and thinking that regular everyday people are turned off by this bullshit. And you have not thought about that as of late, which to me is quite peculiar. It's weird or whatever. I'm trying to clean up my language, as y'all can see. I'm trying to be less critical and trying to be open. I'm sorry. I'm just basically trying to clean up my language. I'll likely never, ever respect Tony Khan because he hasn't given me a reason to in 3 years. Or he's almost given me no reason to respect him in a long time. When you got the Paul brothers in WWE coming in and making things about them, when you got, I should say, non-wrestling people coming in and still in the spotlight, something is wrong with your product. Something is desperately wrong with your product. And I honestly think it is a lot of people in wrestling that are egotists that don't want to admit that something is wrong with their show. With that said, let's get into this card. as I said, 13 matches. These motherfuckers are crazy. And some of them are rematches. One of them is still currently happening. Why was this girls' match? Yeah, I know it was a women's title match. Jamie Hayter won. A lot of people don't really know Jamie Hayter. I think it was a bad move to take the title off Toni Storm. Toni Storm has a very marketable look. She's almost got like a superhero type chick look to her. She's pretty hot too, honestly. And it's a lot of women today in wrestling that tries not to go to sex appeal because they're pressured by all these feminist groups and all this. That's the direction the world's going in, crap. And maybe if some people are actually like that, fine. But I feel like a lot of women are disingenuous. They don't. That's not their real feelings. Because if it was, it wouldn't be so many women making money off OnlyFans and other, Instagram Live and shit like that. So, yeah, so that matchup. But let's go to the top of the card. I'm gonna skip over this irrelevant stuff. Duhausen and Danhausen, I'm sorry, was in a match. Of course, they always got these. We want to get everybody on the card. These 10. The factory, I don't even know half y'all do, so I'm not even gonna mention that bullshit. Danhausen is like a comedy, like a magician, German magician. He has some promise, but I just don't have the face in AEW's creative and in their management team to do anything remotely creative with that guy. But I'm sure that might have been kind of spotty, if I had to guess. A lot of spots, nothing of much consequence. Just a random 10-man tag. Ricky Starks went against Brian Cage. I feel like Team Taz, when they always go against each other, this story, I feel like it's been going on for 2 years, and it's been so inconsistent. I remember when it started, and I was like, I like both of these dudes, but they're barely on TV, so it's like, why bother even investing thinking about it? Because this is something that can work once again, but AEW management is stupid. So Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, some type of way defeated him. This was a tournament match. I feel like AEW always has a tournament. Like, I can guess that they're going to have a tournament. Like, tournaments are one of the matchups. Tournament cage matches and fucking ladder matches are so meaningless in wrestling now. And AEW in y'all 3 years y'all basically killed it. I'm just going to be blunt, honest. AEW is the reason that these matches don't matter. Yeah, so Ricky, so I feel like Brian Cage is always getting cucked out. Dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Anyway, Eddie Kingston, a guy that if he starts being more intelligent politically with the things he allow himself to get into, he'll be a lot more successful than he is. Because this guy has old school mic potential where he knows how to butcher a son of a gun on a mic when he needs to. He will chop your ass up. He's a good improviser on his feet. He could think of great lines, great insults, but he just goes on these SJW tangents on Twitter. And I honestly think he does himself a disservice a lot of the times. If he was able to get somebody in his ear like a veteran or something, the problem is a lot of these young wrestlers don't want to listen to veterans because they're convinced you're old, you don't know what's about wrestling right now. But if this guy was to get to smarten up for just 5 minutes, he'll be something. And I mentioned that a few times in the past on previous podcasts. He need to get his shit together. He beat it. I can't even talk today. He beat somebody that's not even worth mentioning. It looks like a New Japan performer or something. A 10-minute match. It was what it was. And I don't understand why. Why was Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, and Eddie Kingston, three of your most promising future talents that you should be building the show around? Why were they on the pre-show? While we got people like, who is these motherfuckers? Actually, a lot of people that was on the main card are main eventers. This is one of the few times I actually can't complain. This actually looked like a pay-per-view worthy card, and this is one of AEW. This is their top fall pay-per-view. I guess you could liken this to like Survivor Series or something like that. Full Gear is like their fall, one of their top 4 fall pay-per-views. Or I say top 4 in general. It's their fall top pay-per-view. What's up, Marissa? It's just me right now, Marissa. JoJo's not here yet. So yeah, that was decent. I'm sorry. Well, Eddie Kingston winning is decent. Jack Perry went against Luchasaurus. Now, let me just slow down for a minute and talk about this. I like this group. I see a lot of old timers who people would think would agree with me, what my line of thinking. They would probably think I would hate this group. No, I actually like Jurassic Express, and this is why. I've always said you need to have a variety of talents on your show. Everybody can't be serious wrestler. Some people have to be there to do their job, either to lose or just be there for a segment or be there for comedy. WWE was really good at this, even much later in like the more getting closer to the kiddie, ruthless aggression part, like 2007, 2008, 2009. They still had entertaining acts, a la Santino Marella, R-Truth. Who else was more of a comedy? People like No Way Jose, even though he was much, much later on. They had people like that. Santino was a good example of this, where they had comedy acts. Chavo and Hornswoggle storyline. It was there to serve its purpose. It was not going to get a lot of airtime. It was not there to sell tickets. It was just there to be a complimentary entertainment segment of the show. And that's to me what the Jurassic Express has been in AEW. They're one of the few things that, with the very rare times I even bother to pay attention to AEW because it's not important to me a lot of the times, and they don't give me a reason to watch. And here's JoJo. Speaking of JoJo, he's coming at BX. I thought this man was slobbing sleep right now. He's actually joining the stream now. You know, blessing us with his presence with the word to Mother Brother. I see, hey, he got the graphic. Him and Brian starting word to Mother Brother. He got it in the background. I see his advertising for it. But I'm totally joking. What's up, son? What's called and all this? BX Connect is here, man. He probably just finished watching AEW Full Gear. I was able to, keep y'all somewhat entertained. I only went through like 2 of the matches, so we still got plenty to talk about. Welcome that man to the show, man. Strong Island, man. What's up? BX Connect, man. Man, this man is blessing us, man. I'm holding this man up. He's supposed to be in bed right now. He got to go serve God in the morning, man. I'm holding this man up, so we're gonna get straight to the point. What's that?
I was gonna say, man. Surprisingly, this show is still going on with one match left: Moxley versus MJF.
Can you fucking believe that? Then again, we already know that. I just want to hear your opinion. Me and you already know why they do. Like, AEW is too full of their own shit sometimes. JoJo, why did they think? Even though we said this a couple days ago, this is actually a pretty good looking card. Even some of the pre-show matches was pretty goddamn good. I was just looking. I'm like, holy shit, they got fucking Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, and Eddie Kingston on the pre-show. That showed you how stacked this card was, though. And 13 matches is a bit much. Y'all couldn't have cut that fucking multi-man tag team match, and what else out? They could have cut that. Dude, y'all could have did that on fucking AEW or one of them other YouTube shows. They could have cut that. They could have cut that depth. Well, I don't know what the ramifications. I just don't care about trio teams, especially. I already know it's just gonna be like everybody just get their shit in. It's not gonna be no coolness to it. Maybe Death Triangle and those guys got their fans, and it looked like the Elite was back on the show too. So some of these matches I would have cut. You can't cut the women's title match. You can't take Samoa Joe off. Well, I don't know. Maybe those pre-show matches would have got cut. I would have cut that. Probably Eddie Kingston could have squashed that fucking dude on an episode of TV. Eddie Kingston could have just cut a promo. You could have just had him, got me maybe in between matches, hyped the crowd up, cut a promo. That could have been his thing, and you could have cut that. This could have been an 11-card match versus 13, because I don't see a reason to cut those other matches, so I can't really justify it. But that chaos there, or this 6-man, you could have cut that 10-man tag shit out. But anyway, JoJo, like I said, stack card. Any comments on any of the top 3 matches? Eddie Kingston, apparently, he was saying they was cutting him off. Was he talking too long or something? Because I saw a brief YouTube short about that. What was going on with the Eddie Kingston thing?
All that was pretty much is that they was crunching time. He only had a couple minutes left, so they were crunching time to put the last final vignettes and all that before the pay-per-view started. So that's what it was. Yeah. So that's what it was. Because they loaded that whole pre-show with a lot of vignettes. They put the matches. Then they loaded with a bunch of vignettes. And the same vignettes you're going to freaking air on the show.
Right.
On the pay-per-view. So it's kind of stupid, but, it is what it is. That's AEW logic. But WWE kind of does it too. But they kind of shorten theirs from time to time. So you have 2 different type vignettes. But yeah.
Overkill, man.
Yeah. The 5-man tag match. Sorry. The 5-man tag match wasn't necessary. I guess that's to hype up the crowd, but it wasn't necessary. You could have left that shit for Dynamite. That would have been cool. That would have been a good return show. Good return match to have where Danhausen's all right, Danhausen came back kind of evil,
I got to check
good,
him
though.
out.
He got a little. Yeah, he was showing some little crisp German suplexes because he's Canadian, so you got to show the German suplexes and all that shit. Jun Akiyama wrestled the boy Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston has like long history because he loves that Japanese style, that strong style. So he wrestled one of his idols. That was pretty good, the promo and all that. That's a straight up hard hitting match. That's all it is. If you like that type of violent shit, no blood, that's your match.
Right.
Now we're going into the main card. The main portion of it.
You missed one. Ricky Starks and Cage.
Oh yeah, Ricky Starks. My bad. Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. Really good match. I like that match too. That match I fucks with.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Cage was doing his shit. But the move list that Ricky Stark started pulling out, I'm like,
Mhm.
bruh, woo, Ricky, we
Right.
need you on TV more, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I know the tournament's coming up, so he's gonna be on there. I think Wednesday
Yeah.
against Ethan Page. So let's go. I like the match. Brian Cage got some pay per view time, or pre-show time, still kind of pay per view time,
Right.
but he got on there, so good for him. So we opened up. We had Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus.
Mhm.
I thought that was gonna be they was gonna fumble on that on the match,
Mhm.
considering how they kind of somewhat stumbled on the storyline
Mhm.
because they did that whole shit. Luchasaurus was evil. He came back good, but he was actually evil. No, that made no sense. But then they were kind of fighting each other, jumping each other, and then they had the match. The match went better than I thought, man. Although we do gotta have a drinking game for how many Canadian destroyers you're gonna have in
Oh
matches,
God.
because the AEW, of course. So there was one. Jungle Boy did it to Luchasaurus off a chair. He jumped off the chair, caught him with it. It was pretty good though. Jungle Boy did take some shots. We got a little bit of a couple memories back in the day from Undertaker, Shawn Michaels.
Mhm.
That cage match, we got a little bit of memories from out there because they did a little snippet scene from that where who was it? Christian was going to open up the cage. Security came out. Jungle Boy jumped Luchasaurus, but then Jungle Boy was gonna fly, and this dude caught him and threw him into the cage, similar to what Undertaker did to Shawn Michaels back. Shawn Michaels was T-Rex.
97. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a little bit of that. You had a little bit of Undertaker Mankind. The little short power driver.
Mhm.
That Cactus Jack power driver moment right there.
Yep.
Jungle Boy pulled that shit out. Really good match. Jungle Boy wins. He drops the elbow off the cage
Mhm.
through the table. I liked it though because he didn't throw his body into the table. He literally threw his elbow and part of his upper body.
Yeah.
Some people throw an elbow drop. It looks kind of shitty. Like, okay, you
Yeah.
just fumbled that whole shit. He
Yeah.
threw it neatly.
That's good.
So I liked that. I liked how it looked. Then the table broke and all that.
Yeah.
Then he catches Luchasaurus in the snare trap after, submits him. Okay, that's cool. We had the trios match. I didn't expect the trios match to be so early. I hate when they place matches like this on the fucking card because then it's soul sapping for the rest of the people on the card.
Mhm.
But you had the Death Triangle versus the Elite. They came back. They played that joint. What's that song, man? Don't you cry no more.
Oh yeah, you talking about yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that joint from Rock Band. I think it was Rock Band. Yeah, Guitar
Is that,
Hero. My
oh, you
fault.
talking
Guitar
about
Hero.
Kansas Wayward Son? You talking about that song?
There you
Yeah,
go. There
Wayward
you
Son.
go.
Yeah. Okay, got
So
you.
they played that shit. The Elite came out. Nakazawa came out. Creep Boy, Callus came out.
Oh God.
Cutler came out. The whole gang came out. Match is typical, as you know. Um, the flippy stuff, the somewhat coordinated moves, the same shit the Elite
Now
do.
I got a
You
question
got
for you.
Luchasaurus.
Is that
Go
a
ahead.
concurrent storyline that's going on in AAA? Because I know for a while they've been off and on with all those acts they go over to AAA from time to time, right?
From time to time, but nah, this story is not quite a story for AAA.
Yeah.
Although some of these guys have wrestled each other in AAA before.
Mhm.
Lucha Bros did wrestle the Elite. I mean, yeah, the Young Bucks, and then Kenny Omega did wrestle um, Ray Phoenix for the Megaton Championship they had before.
Mhm.
Um, but other than that, I don't think Pac's ever been to Mexico. Really, he hasn't wrestled much in Mexico. No.
Now I'm a bit surprised by that. That's interesting. Okay, I thought he would have
Not
definitely
as
been over
much. Not as much. I'm surprised by that as well.
there. Wow. Okay.
Um, but they had their match. Match was pretty good. I liked the way the Elite came out. They looked really focused. They looked fit. Kenny Omega looked fit. Kenny Omega didn't come out there with the rash guard. He came out there That man was fit. That man came out there looking like New Japan Kenny Omega. The Young
Wow.
Bucks looked reinvigorated, That shit was dope. So they went out there, they did a couple, they did the greatest hits. They played a couple other moves out there. The Lucha Bros and them, they did their thing. There's a fucking spot though. I hate how I hate certain spots, certain camera angles. The fucking camera angles are fucking ridiculous. There was a spot where Nick Jackson goes to the top rope. Pentagon Jr. is at the top rope as well. They're standing. Now you got the camera focused on these two guys, which is good because you took the camera off the rest of these people lining up to catch them. Now you do the Hurricanrana, everybody falls. Why the fuck you got Michael Nakazawa standing there, barely touched, but he falls down? What the fuck? Yo, you have all the guys in the match. Brandon Cutler, my fault, is all the way on the other side, not minding his own damn business. Why is Nakazawa in the middle, barely touched, and he falls down with the rest of the people?
I'm pretty sure Jim Ross had a field day with that backstage. Now, this is the fuck I'm talking about, you son of a bitch. You take me off commentary because I tell the truth. Jim Ross probably had a field day with that. She was drinking whiskey, laughing at it.
Yeah, but at some point, there had to be something going on there.
They're not going to change it, JoJo. They're not going to.
I know. But then we had the good joint because, Pac was trying to, do dastardly things to keep the title.
Yeah.
At first, Phoenix wasn't with it, but then we almost got the finish. Kenny Omega catches this dude. There was a nice set of V triggers. I'm telling you, Omega was on point tonight, man. Omega and these boys.
He's always usually pretty crisp in the ring. I haven't seen too many bad matches with Kenny Omega. I don't too much care for him, but he's a great performer, though.
Yeah.
He's a great in-ring performer. I will give him that.
Yeah, compared to like his return, when he came back from the injury, he kind of looked awkward, you know what I mean? He was kind of a little rusty in the ring.
Yeah.
He came out here and just like, yo, I'm doing this for the people. Now, you could tell they were focused, like, yo, fuck all this CM Punk bullshit. This is our night. We're going to do our shit.
Right. They want to usurp some of that buzz because all the buzz the last, 2 months from AEW has been CM Punk drama. They was like, bro, fuck this. They probably sat down and was like, you know what? It is, bro. They going to try to make us look bad either way. We're going to have our detractors. Let's go out there and show them why we the best, IPs outside of WWE basically. That's sure why we're the elite because they haven't been elite to me, in my opinion, and probably since AEW first started. It's been a while since they've been on fire, honestly.
Yeah, it's true. So we had this storyline played through a little bit more, and then when Kenny Omega's about to get the pin, the man chucks the bell hammer to Pac chucks it to Phoenix. Phoenix is getting set up for the one-wing angel. Phoenix hits Kenny Omega, gets the pin. Boom!
Wow.
They retain the titles.
Right.
Oh,
you know what?
My God.
Before you conclude what you said, this is something because I got to be fair because I criticized them a lot for doing sloppy shit in multi-man matches. That had great psychology, and I don't like Pac. However, he does bring psychology to his big matches all the time. He was like, we got to cheat. We got to do something dastardly. We got to make reasons for, A, while we're doing each move, and B, we're going to show that we're going to do what it takes as a heel team to keep our tag team titles. That is all I ask from psychology. A lot of AEW fans and AEW people get upset when I say that. You got to give people a reason to care about, especially when you have championships. In general, you should do that in your matches anyway to give it meaning, to give people, okay, why should I watch it? But when you're a champion, that's insinuated. You should definitely supposed to do. So get big ups to them. Props. Clap, clap, clap. Because y'all actually starting to fucking listen.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. I agree. So we had that match. I know some of these matches I may not like line up in order, but
so far you pretty much on the money.
Yeah. Cargill versus Nyla Rose. Yeah, I knew that. All right, so Nyla Rose come out, Vicky, They come out in a lowrider tribute to Eddie
Hell yeah.
Guerrero.
Yeah.
I like that. That was dope. They come out. Now Jade Cargill comes out. She got a full Chitara fit. She cosplayed as Chitara.
Who is
My
Chitara?
dude. Chitara from the Thundercats.
Ah, I got you. I know the Thundercats, but I don't know their names like that. Chitara, interesting. That sounds hot though.
Yeah, Chitara. Yep. So, she was out there. The booty was in full effect. The look was
Bruh.
like, damn, man. Um, it was hard to focus. But they had a hard hitting match, hard hitting ladies match, man. Cargill was throwing them pump kicks. They flew over the railing, the guardrail. Nyla Rose was busting her up. She was busting up Nyla. Yo, this match was pretty good. It didn't go that long, but it was a really good match. You even had Nyla hit the what's the finishing move again? I keep
That
forgetting.
power bomb.
That face busters. You know how she hit that she got the same move. Jaded, there you go, Jaded. That double arm, that double underhook face buster, kind of like what
Oh
Beth
yeah,
Phoenix
yeah,
had. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
she did Jade Cargill's move to Jade Cargill.
Okay.
Then Jade tried to do it to her, and she reversed. But then eventually Jade caught her with it, got the pin. That was it. Good match. A lot of fucking pump kicks. Jade Cargill got that move. She got that shit down pat. Like she throw that shit like how Tess used to throw the running big boot or
Oh
like
God.
Albert. Or
Yeah.
it's just nasty, bro. But I love it. So that was there. They had the baddies. The baddies were out there too. Chris Jericho defending his title. That was a little messy. A little good. Nah, it was good. The technical standpoint. You got
Yeah.
Claudio. You got Danielson. Jericho. Sammy Guevara.
Hmm.
It was a lot of attention more on Jericho, Danielson, and Castagnoli. But then it slowly turned into like, okay, we got to pay attention to Sammy Guevara. Sammy was doing this thing. They teamed up on Claudio and Danielson and Claudio tag teamed on each one of these guys. Then they had can they coexist in the match? Eventually, everybody was fighting for themselves. Sammy Guevara gets used by Chris Jericho, but then Sammy ends up knocking this dude with the GTS variation that he does.
Hmm.
Went for a shooting star press. Danielson cracked the shit out of Castagnoli with the flying knee.
Hmm.
Um, Castagnoli hit some fucking brutal European uppercuts. Jericho was moving, man. Yo, this old motherfucker, I don't know, man. This dude, he's surprising me, man. He's reversing the clock, man. He looked good in the ring. He really improving in the ring. Compared to how Jericho was when this whole company started, yo, Jericho is moving. I don't know what his plans are, like later in life, but yo, he's moving. But let's see, we had the swing. We had a couple submission holds, near fall submissions.
Hmm.
In the end, though, Claudio was swinging Sammy Guevara. Jericho did some jump over Sammy, tried to spin and hit the Judas effect. It looked sloppy. Then Claudio got up. Jericho hit him with it again. He got the pin. He wins. It goes back to backstage. Oh no 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 blah, 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 blah. But we had Joe, right? It was Joe, Wardlow, Hobbs. Hard hitting match, three big guys. Can't expect nothing less. Hobbs was throwing his big ass body everywhere. Wardlow was throwing his body everywhere. Joe was doing his thing. Wardlow be hitting the random high flying moves. Those just always catch me off guard. He hit the what is it? The whisper in the wind, the Jeff Hardy,
Yeah.
and then he hit a senton. He hit a swanton bomb. And it's crazy because he almost fell off the rope, but yo, he caught himself. Perfect swanton. Um, Hobbs was working. Hobbs looked really good in this match. Considering Joe and Wardlow's been on the forefront, Hobbs looked really good in this match. So his stock went up. But in the end, Wardlow was beating up Hobbs. Wardlow, besides he got pounced. Joe got pounced straight into the guardrail. That shit was crazy. But yeah, Wardlow caught Hobbs towards the end of the match with like 2 power bombs. He was on power bomb him again. Joe came in with the title, the TNT title, popped this dude Wardlow in the back of the head. Hobbs was already concussed, somewhat dizzy, so that man locked up the submission, wins the TNT title. So now he's the television title for Ring of Honor, the television champ for Ring of Honor, and the TNT champ for AEW. Pretty dope. So I guess they're gonna build the Hobbs and Wardlow feud now, which I don't mind that. That's pretty dope. What else we had? We had Saraya. Yeah, we had Saraya versus Britt Baker. Saraya looked good. You could tell she was training with the family. She looked good in the ring.
Yeah.
They played on her neck injury, of course.
Yeah.
Britt did her thing, of course. She did the nice little spinning neck breaker. That's neck breaker type suplex move that
used to call it the Rampage. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she did that. Britt caught her with that Nikki Cross finisher. You know that shit where she hangs you on the rope?
Yeah, that like that. Yeah, that Rob Conway joint. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Just look at me. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She did that. Oh my God. She did that. She was working over the neck. Yeah, that was a really solid match. A lot of reversals off of the finishers.
Yeah.
Her outfit, Soraya's outfit, it was showing some things, man. It was like a low cut. It was like a full outfit, but like it was like half low cut, but it was a whole outfit. So it was revealing some things, you know what I mean?
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, revealing a couple things. But yo, she looked good. Her brother was out in the crowd. Brother and sister was out there. So
nice.
She looked really good. She got the win off of 2 Rampage DDTs.
Yeah.
And that was it. Good match. Oh shit. Oh, what?
Somebody interfered in the match. JoJo assessing the main event here on AEW.
Oh my God.
It got to be something
MJF
good.
pulled out the ring.
Hopefully he's about to goddamn
win.
Won! He actually won?
What?
Now and never. I kept saying now and never. And y'all got a first exclusive on the air. MJF is the new world's champion. He should have been 3 fucking years.
He won. Regal gave him the ring.
Wow. So
Regal turned his back on Mox.
Wow.
I had the feeling.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh my God.
Wow. I might got to go back and check out some of these. And
wow.
I playing too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it needed to happen. You need a champion like that.
That's how you play a storyline, though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like they say,
it needed
the devil's not the one, you know what I mean, that's hidden. The devil in plain sight, man. And that devil was William Regal, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was now or never, man.
But yeah, man. This shit really had some title changes because freaking what's her name won the title too? Jamie Hayter won the interim title tonight.
Yeah, she beat Toni Storm.
Bruh, yeah, she did, and that was a really good match.
Yeah,
they even had all the interferences and the mad near falls. They built that shit up. Was it Rebel came in, interfered with the belt. Used the belt, kicked her out. Freaking Britt Baker was hitting with the hoodie. She hit her with the stomp, brought it in. She kicked out of that shit. Then there was a whole bunch of reversals for the damn moves and the clotheslines and all this shit. But that shit was so topsy-turvy, but it was a well-deserved win from Jamie Hayter. I
Now,
was so happy for that.
who is she associated with? Was she with like a group for a while, faction or
Yeah,
something?
she's with Britt. Yeah, she's with Britt Baker
Okay.
and Rubble. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice little group.
yeah.
I always mix her up with the one from Julia Hart. I always mix
There
them
you
up. I
go.
don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know why I mixed them up. Maybe because they kind of blonde. They got like similar short blonde girl looks or whatever. I like them both actually. I like Julia Hart's look. She's more. I'm more accustomed to her because what's her name was kind of the third wheel in the group with Rebel. But yeah, I don't know why I always used to mix them up. But good for her. I mean, hopefully she gets successful with it. I mean, only time to tell
yeah,
with the writing. Obviously, the writing for her got to be successful. This is just one night, but man,
yeah,
Paige might be coming for it now. Even though I think it's some appeal. This is just me. This is just my opinion. I think that it's a lot of appeal. I don't care who's on what role, heel babyface. It need with Paige and Tony Storm, or maybe even as a babyface tag team. I don't know if Tony Storm's a heel or what, but both of them, the black hair, the accents. I think, dude, you talking about let them, or even if they're heel, let's say they're heels for it. Let them dress
yeah.
skimpy. You know how many dudes love those two and that think them both of them are hot. You got to do something
Yep.
with Paige and Tony Storm. They both kind of like got like they're really dedicated fans and stuff like. Yeah, you got to do something with them. You
Yeah,
heard that?
I
You
agree
heard
with
that?
that.
Rick Moranis, Tony Khan. Listen, motherfucker, stop. Put the white claw down and listen to some good booking for once. Put the
That ass,
cocaine
son.
down. Put the mirror down with the coke on it. But I'm sorry. Go
That
ahead, JoJo.
ass.
Yeah.
It's true though. What else? What other match we had? We
Uh,
had oh yeah, we had the tag team match.
yep.
The Acclaimed versus Swerve and Our Glory played out right, exactly how we kind of thought it was gonna play out. Swerve was being the evil guy. Keith Lee don't want to follow the evil ways. He want to do things honorably because that's honorable Keith Lee. Um, Bowens had an injury in his shoulder, his right shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Max Caster did an extended rap. Um, that shit was pretty fire. Uh, the match went on. Really good moves. Really, come on, man. These two guys, these two teams, they worked. Really good match. Highlights from this match. Uh, Keith Lee doing this shit, of course. Swerve
Mm-hmm.
Strickland was catching this dude with this crazy kick. He does that single leg, like dart kick. That shit, it's so smooth when he does it. But he caught him with that shit.
Does it look like
It
that
was-
McIntyre finish, that Claymore? Does it look like that?
It looks like you're doing a single leg drop kick, but like the way he always throws that shit is like as if you trying to kill somebody with the kick.
Oh God!
He always does that shit. So it just looks so smooth when he does it.
Remember
That's
Paul?
one thing I always give him props for.
Oh yeah. Remember when Paul London used to do that flip mule kick?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy looking. Like fuck,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Yeah, they used to look crazy, man. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Nah, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
There was a couple of hot spots there. Bowen's playing off the shoulder. He got double teamed. Caster was trying to, get in there. They had a near fall. Caster dropped the elbow, but it didn't work out.
Mm.
Then Strickland tried to fucking destroy this dude's fingers. Caster's fingers, but Billy Gunn came out, but he didn't really interfere.
Yeah.
But then they tried to get Keith Lee to do it. And Keith Lee took the pliers, dropped them shit, said, nah, bro, I'm not doing this, man.
Right.
Handle this shit yourself. Gave Anthony Bowens a pat on the back after he lifted him up and just walked out the ring, man, and just left this dude by himself. So he got his ass beat. And that was it. And they won. Sad that we didn't get no FTR in this card.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with them not being there. Maybe JoJo isn't, but go ahead.
I mean, these guys have been carrying your company for a little bit as far as the tag division goes without the tag titles. So it's kind of weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been those guys without the tag titles, but the Acclaim have been those guys with the tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
So,
have they worked with each other yet?
Not quite. They've been in an 8-man tag. They've been an 8-man tag.
Jeez.
Where it was the Acclaim, the FTR together in the tag team.
Maybe that's first. Let me give them some time before I rip their ass about it. If that shit don't happen by WrestleMania season, y'all are stupid. But okay.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I seriously feel.
Yeah, I'm giving some
For real, because that shit is fucking ridiculous. That's your money match right there. Fuck y'all doing?
Right.
But then you just had this match right here, Moxley and MJF.
Yep.
And this is your typical storyline: the guy who's chosen to win versus the guy who's been carrying your company as far as the heavyweight title, and the whole all-out situation's gone. You know, fucking guy comes out here, does his work, they fight. There's no blood. Yes, can you believe that Moxley did not bleed?
Yeah, that sounds
Jungle
crazy.
Boy bled.
Right.
Tony Storm bled.
Right.
Moxley did not bleed. What
No.
fucking world are we living in?
Yeah, right.
But
That's
but
right.
that was a good match, man. A little shoddy situations there. This dude MJF seemed to have busted up his knee, and it doesn't look serious, but he did on the apron.
Right.
They took a little crash into a table, of course, because Moxley has a hardcore addiction
Yeah.
to hardcore matches and deathmatch type shit. So he wants to do all the dumb shit, I guess.
Right.
He's getting paid, so why not? You know.
Sure.
Um,
But
they
it's
had their
risky
beat
when
off.
you in the world titles match, so it's kind of risky.
Yes, that's very true. Very true. So you had Regal motivating Moxley, MJF talking shit to Regal, Moxley serving him up something. Then we had this pivotal turn here eventually after a couple near falls from both guys. Thought Regal wasn't gonna be the bad guy here.
Right.
And
It's
Regal
crazy,
hit
man.
this motherfucker.
But those are the best surprises when you don't see them coming. That's always the best surprises. So AEW
Word.
did a good job with that one, and obviously we just, I mean, there was the final result was what needed to happen. We got a new world's champion. A lot of people been saying
Yes.
he should have been. It's like a year and a half overdue. It should have been happened probably about a year and a half ago. It
Yes.
should have been happened, man. It should have been happened. You know
This
what I
should
mean?
have happened already.
Yeah.
You should have gave MJF like a year plus run
Yeah.
with the fucking belt. You should have done it where he's trying to conquer the world almost.
Right.
You should let that MJF do it. He's a solid fucking heel, and you know the crowd loves that shit, even though he's
Yeah.
a heel.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like he was a hotter heel a year ago than he is now. I think they took a little too long to strike. I think this is what should have happened. Moxley should have. Let's say MJF would have won a year ago.
Yeah.
Year and a half ago. Moxley would have had a better story that he returned from the alcoholic triple. You know what I mean? The AA stuff and all that. And guess who's the
Right.
perfect person to antagonize him about that? MJF. Tonight should have been a night that Moxley got his redemption after MJF played mind games with him and threw in his face that you're an alcoholic. They even could have got Renee Paquette involved. You know what he could have did? He could have went on to her podcast, Oral Sessions, and ran her husband down. And she said, "You don't talk to my husband like that." And maybe she slaps him or something like that, and he gets somebody to kidnap her. It's a lot of stuff you could have did with this.
Yeah.
Tonight should have been the night that Moxley won his title back and ended MJF like year 18-month title reign. AEW, why can't y'all had the storyline right there that Moxley came back from the AA stuff? The person that should have cut him off right after he had that fan get thrown out the ring, you should have heard MJF music play and say, "Dude, you're in the league with the big boys. You out here whining. You can't deal with a fan antagonizing. You know how much heat you would have got for fucking doing that? Why can't y'all think straight? This storyline fucking wrote itself."
I forgot. My fault.
Yeah, the tag team match. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, we had Sting and Darby. I forgot about that versus Jay Lethal and
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, it was everything you kind of expected from those four.
Mm-hmm.
Jarrett doing the old school hits. Jay Lethal doing the coverage for the high flying moves and all the stylistic moves. Sting was out there being Sting, of course, because he getting paid to do crazy shit at 60 plus. And Darby Allin attempted to end his life. You know, typical Darby Allin.
Always, right.
It's either this man wants to end his life or get seriously injured.
Right.
This man had Satnam Singh just free throw him across the damn ramp. Like, bro, what the hell? After this man tried to jump off the top of the ladder and Singh caught him, Singh put that man in like helicopter position and then just flung him like what's it?
Like Cesaro swing?
Nah, like what's this dude's name? Oh shit. my God,
I don't know.
Storm.
James?
Storm. Yeah, there you go.
I know what move you're talking about.
The
Yeah, I
Eye of
know.
the Hurricane. There you go. Eye of the
Yeah, I know what
Hurricane.
you're
When he
talking
throw
about.
that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow,
Wow, that's
what's the Eye of the Hurricane?
you know
Eye of the
what's
Storm. Yeah, Eye of
interesting
the
about
Storm.
this,
There you go.
JoJo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eye of the Storm, right. You know what's
There you
interesting
go.
about this?
What's
This was
up?
basically a TNA match with Darby Allin in it. Look at all the people. Those are all TNA people. Sting, Jarrett, Jay Lethal. This is a TNA match with Darby Allin, pretty much. Well, I should say NWA to put a more, more recognizable term. This was and big ups to AEW because I didn't think they were smart because Jeff Jarrett got signed out of the blue after being cut from WWE for whatever reason after being a producer for them. And because Road Dogg, basically, that's Road Dogg's best friend, pretty much. So he probably went to AAA, man, you got to hire him or whatever. And then Jarrett, probably got too busy and they was like, dude, just go. And they were smart enough because for the people that don't remember, this past July, SummerSlam weekend in Nashville, Ric Flair came out of retirement in a match with Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. So this was smart marketing. I didn't think AEW was smart enough to capitalize off something like this, but obviously they were because they did it. So that was smart. Big up. This was a match that even before I fully knew what the card was a week ago, I was like, that actually might be a pretty good match because I know how all four of those guys think. All of them are professionals. They want it to look good. They want stuff to make sense. We should have knew fucking Darby Allin was going to kill himself. We got to keep up with 3 bona fide veterans at this point. Jay Lethal was a younger veteran, but he's still a veteran. This is the man that carried Ring of Honor through the dark ages on his fucking back for 3 years.
Facts.
He deserves a lot more respect than what he gets. This man should be the fucking one of them long-term champions. Y'all got fucking 13 belts. He can't get one of them? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? This man literally carried Ring of Honor through the fucked up Jim Cornette era, the era that Jim Cornette almost put them into the ground with his bullshit. He had good ideas. He was too close-minded. Of course, he reinvigorated tag team wrestling with Shelton Benjamin and them at the peak of their career. The world's greatest tag team. Had great matches with the Briscoe brothers, and others. That was the only main good thing that was going on pretty much during the era of Ring of Honor era. Jim Cornette knew how to produce good tag team matches. Austin Aries was a good single, shit like that. But Samoa Joe was doing his thing in Punk a little bit. But overall, that was when they were starting to cool off. And then Jay Lethal, after all of the Black Machismo shit, carried the fucking company on his back for 3 years. He was a double champion. So y'all need to capitalize better off stuff like this, is my point. However, I knew going into this show this was going to be a great match for reasons like Sting's a veteran, Jeff Jarrett's an old territory veteran. These guys know how to make a match make sense. This was probably arguably the most professional wrestling match on the card. And the real professional wrestling fans know what I mean when I say that. Where everything made sense, everybody played their role. That's essentially what I mean.
Everybody did play their role. They got a little sloppy towards the end, but, a little bit, not too much. But it was a good match, though. I really did like when Darby Allin tried to hit a coffin drop, and Jeff Jarrett pulled out the guitar and caught him, cracked that man in the back in mid-fall. That shit was funny as fuck. He just cracked him. He cracked him in the back. There's Darby Allin dropping, almost landing, gets cracked square in the back. That shit was hilarious.
That was absolutely smart.
Because it's Jeff Jarrett. Because when the guitar comes out,
you can't have a Jeff Jarrett match without a guitar.
Exactly.
It's Hunky Tongue Man, my great big fan. I don't talk about nearly enough. The greatest Intercontinental man all time. He passed me my guitar. He hit him with the guitar. So
facts. So that's what happened there, man. Full Gear was good, man. Full Gear was good. It lived up to expectations. A couple things were kind of iffy. There were some quiet spots during the show, but you're still gonna fix those. But the majority of the fans were into it. It was in Jersey, so some of those people, they were into it. They like what they like. Yeah,
hardcore territory. Yeah. Only thing that was missing was Vince McMahon coming out and just being in the crowd, just being random and just coming out, "What up, G?" with the do-rag. That's all we needed was a Vince McMahon cameo.
What up, G? What up, G?
Before you get into the MMA card, so let's wrap up with wrestling. I actually got a couple questions for you and to see if you heard about some of this. Well, not really questions, just opinions about booking going forward. First of all, WWE is doing something right now called they're doing a World Cup. Right, JoJo? They got a World Cup going on, right? Okay, so they got the World Cup. I watched this. I actually watched some of not watch SmackDown, but I intently watch clips of it on YouTube. Usually I just read the synopsis of the show. It's like, that don't sound interesting outside of the bloodline. And maybe one other thing. Like, whatever. But yesterday I actually watched it intent because they had a couple matches I actually liked. Even though the match was sloppy, I was interested in the perspective of Shayna Baszler versus Shotzi Blackheart because I like them both individually. So, but the match was quite sloppy. I don't know who was all for what, but that match was sloppy. However, I do like the idea of Ronda Rousey and Shayna. It only took 4 fucking years when y'all were supposed to have the WWE 4 horsewomen against the UFC 4. What the fuck happened with that? Like Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke were under contract improving. Jessamine was more of the standout. Marina's, I love her. I have a personal relationship. She's a good person. I became good friends with over the years, and I'm glad she finally got a break going to AEW. However, I don't know what happened. It's not like they got hurt. They just was like sat around and did nothing for like a year. They were like, what? Like Shayna wasn't hurt until like what recently. Like she was doing fine. Like she's up in age, so injuries comes with what she's doing. But she had a good run with Nia Jax, and that was that. They quietly released Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. It was just like, what happened with that? Like, did something backstage? But anyway, they finally figured out that Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey are supposed to be bullies. They're two former MMA girls. They supposed to be telling y'all, okay, Ronda Rousey already, first of all, WWE smart enough to stop using her as a babyface. She's not a good babyface. She's a natural heel. She's even a heel on Twitter. She's a heel to the feminist movement. She literally told the feminist movement, I don't fucking need y'all. You know how ballsy that is in 2021 to do that? She told them, I don't need y'all. That's when you should have been like, okay, I'm the MMA girls, and we're going to terrorize you fake wrestlers. That's how you build up Ronda Rousey and fucking Shayna. And guess who the third person should have been in that group? Sonya Deville. She's fucking healthy and on the roster. Why are y'all not using her? She's her and Lacey Evans are the two head scratchers of WWE this year. Y'all are fucking idiots. Why are you wasting Lacey Evans in the prime of her? She's only like fucking me and her the same age. She's like 31. Why is she fucking being wasted? Where is she and where is Sonya Deville? Sonya Deville is also maybe 2 years older than me. Why are y'all not using these fucking This is like the most inexplicable thing. It makes absolutely no. It's so frustrating. It's stupid. But anyway, let's get to the World Cup. So the girl that was a match I was looking forward to. Strowman and anything, me just seeing him bulldoze people is already entertaining enough. The only critiques I got about Strowman, dude, if you want nipple rings, fine. Wear that shit at home. Lose the nipple rings and take off the fucking skinny jeans, dude. Take the fucking nose industrial rod out, too. It doesn't make you look. I'm sorry, dude. I hate to be that person and tell people about life choices. You're the monster among men. You're not the cuck among men. Take that bullshit off, dude. It don't look right. Maybe JoJo has a different opinion than me, and that's fine. Now, I'm okay with him wearing red pants because my favorite color is red. But does he have to wear fucking skinny jeans? You already have enough wrestlers doing that. Why can't he just come out there and look fucking tough? He got to wear the nipple ring. Like, come on, Strowman. What the fuck, dude? Take the fucking piercings out, man.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not a fan of the nipple rings. That's not.
Like, come on, son. If you want to have kinks, do the shit at home.
Yeah, you're a guy of that size. You know what I mean?
Right.
Prince Albert had rings and shit like that.
Right.
But Prince Albert was into tattoos and all that shit.
Right. He was a freak. That was his character. Yeah.
Yeah, that was even like his thing. He was doing tattoos and shit, like, so that was his thing. But Braun Strowman don't do that shit, and then you come out here and you're fit, but you got the tight ass jeans, nipple rings, nose ring shit.
Come on, man.
I'm the beast. You know what I mean? I'm the monster amongst men and shit. Like, bro,
if they not connected, Jason, you gotta. I don't know what you're doing wrong, but you're in the lobby, but you're not connected. So this, you know how critical I've been of Ali, and he deserves it. However, when I saw on paper, JoJo, that Ricochet was going to be wrestling Ali, I knew this match was going to be phenomenal. We got Mike Cope's corner, my brother from another mother is here with us. Cope, it's been a while, man. I hope everything's going well. Jason, I don't know if you can hear us, man, but you got to get your thing connected, man. I don't know. I think you dropped some shrimp sauce or something on your chorus, son. You buttered up the chorus, man. You got to get it together. But Mike, thank you for being as always. JoJo, when you see Ricochet and Ali on paper, do you expect anything? And I already know they're gonna do a little too much. Some of the spots looked a little too choreographed. However, the acrobatic of these amazing athletes, JoJo, did you expect anything less when you saw Ali and Ricochet on the card. You should have knew they was gonna go out there and try to steal the show.
Yeah, I knew they was gonna kill shit. They was gonna kill shit.
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali needs to fight guys of that stature,
Right.
so he could really show his true potential, man.
Right.
You
And
know,
start
because
back doing the 054, please.
yeah, because he's not him wrestling Bobby Lashley is like a foregone conclusion. Like you're gonna get beat unless you catch the surprise pin with interference or some shit.
Right.
But for the most part, you're gonna get your ass squashed. So putting him in this matchup, he shows his skills against a guy who's well traveled like Ricochet.
Yep.
So you don't expect nothing less but the best from these two.
Yep.
And they put on a hell of a show, man.
Right. It was
Yeah.
good. Didn't the girls have a World Cup thing too? Like one of the girls matches?
Something like
The
that.
guys. What was the other guy match? Maybe I got to bring up the SmackDown results. I know it was another one.
Yeah, there was another match. I'm trying to remember who it was though.
It was
Butch. Butch
okay.
wrestled who the fuck was it? Yeah, he wrestled Sami Zayn. There you go.
Okay.
He wrestled Sami Zayn. That was it. Yeah.
Okay. They
that
call
was
him Butch.
okay.
He got the Pete Dunne gear. I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it. They should have kept him with the goddamn Pinky Blinders hat or whatever, the Oliver Twist hat. I don't know why he ain't stay with the hat.
Oh my god!
So go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they had that match. Match wasn't bad. Well,
Right.
It wasn't bad. It was actually a fucking good match. Because Pete Dunne is that dude. But Sami Zayn always gonna really look good, man. So
They also Kevin Owens came back too.
yeah, Kevin Owens came back. But
Keep talking.
it was like they wrestled. There was a bunch of like little interferences going on. Then they got into a little beef. And then that was kind of lining up for the rest of the night as to, who's gonna, the Survivor Series match. There you go. While that was going on, Madcap Moss got slept again. That was pretty funny, if I remember correctly. I don't know what the fuck they doing with Madcap Moss or Karrion Kross, but that should be happening. Bray Wyatt did some shit, if I remember. You had that Shotzi Baszler for match. That was Strowman and New Day, they beat Imperium. But then the last match, Butch and Zayn, they worked. Zayn can wrestle every style. Butch's got the strong style. Butch ended up pinning Zayn, man. That was kind of crazy. But then it got even crazier because they had the interference. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they had the interference. Like, everybody started popping out. Usos came out. Holland came out. Sheamus came out. McIntyre came out. Sikoa. Then the tribal chief came out. This man just walked out in slow motion. The whole crowd got crazy. And this man became a one-man wrecking team, wrecking crew. He knocked up everybody. Superman punches. Superman punches. Fucking spears. Left and right. He was hitting everybody with some shit. And then Sammy was there. He hit. I forgot who was he. Who did he hit? Was it Pete Dunne or was it McIntyre with a Superman punch? He's chilling, and all of a sudden, Kevin Owens comes out. Kevin Owens beat up everybody, hits Roman Reigns with a stunner. Now we know who's going to be fighting who in some Survivor Series.
And we predicted this months ago that they was going to have Kevin Owens come back with it. We've been predicted this. Also, now something I want to talk about. The luckiest man in the world right now is Madcap Moss. First of all, WWE, y'all got heat with me for calling this dude Madcap Moss, and he just back to Riddick Moss. Like he took the fucking Leave It to Beaver shorts off. Like why is he Madcap Moss? Change his fucking name back, or either to just Moss or change his name back to Riddick Moss. However, he's the luckiest man in the world because he got JoJo. Are we gonna sit here and talk about Tennille Dashwood looking fine as fuck yesterday? She was looking like a snack. I already thought Emma was hot. She's fucking hot. She's hot and she can wrestle. What more can you ask for? And the fact that WWE talking about she had one of Oscar's worst match. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Did y'all see the match? Nothing about that was one of her best matches. That was the perfect way to debut her against Tennille Dashwood back in 17 at TLC when Kurt Angle came out. That's when Kurt Angle's son had the flak suit on. He had the fucking shield.
The shield.
He came out.
Yeah. Oh my fucking god!
Kurt Angle came out with the shield outfit.
That
This
man had the
motherfucker was an honorary
body.
shield member. What's that?
Word. He had the old man body with the shield gear on.
He had the midget pushing the back of his knees. Look, that's when he started. We noticed when he had to walk, where it looked like the midget was pushing his knees in or whatever because he couldn't straighten his legs out. So, speaking of Strowman, this back when Strowman was still masculine before he got the gay nipple rings and shit. So, and I don't mean gay that way. Chill the fuck out. I mean South Park gay. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But JoJo, that's when this crazy fuck Kurt Angle was taking fucking power bombs through the table or running power slams from Strowman through the table with a bad neck. This just shows you that Kurt Angle is crazy. What the fuck?
His love for the business is unrivaled, bro. For real.
Yes, it is. But let's get back to Madcap. I like this story. Some people probably think it's not a good use of Emma. Every female can't be a technical workweight masterpiece. She's fucking Tennille Dashwood. She's fucking hot. You might as well focus on this. Was kind of like it seemed like they picked back up on the Emelina thing, which she completely hated when they pitched it to her because it said she was debuting for like 3 months before she actually showed up, and she showed up once and didn't do nothing. That's how you know she hated the Emelina thing. However, she's obviously playing ball now when she came back because she was kind of headstrong, which is why she got released the first time. Which it don't even seem like that was fucking 5 years ago, but it was. It was almost 5 years to the date when she got released. But she looking for Madcap Moss is the luckiest man. He get the work on. He's probably gonna get the kisser. Fucking Tennille Dashwood. She's super hot, and she's proved that Australian women are some of the best looking women ever, along with the Iconics. But yeah, he's the luckiest man in the room with this whole thing, and I hope they continue to go far with it. And it looked like they going to a Jakarian Cross Scarlet tag team. I love it because we don't get enough couple tag team matches. It don't happen nearly as much as it should in wrestling, especially considering the amount of couple tag teams we get. There. Elsewhere with SmackDown, we had what else happened? We already talked about the Shotzi thing. Braun Strowman teamed up with New Day. Dude, the size difference between Ricochet and Strowman was hilarious. But they obviously gonna do something with that down the line. LA Knight coming out is Impact Wrestling. Eli Drake. He looked awesome, but I feel bad for him because he got to work with this fucking mess of a man named Bray Wyatt with this lame ass Uncle Howdy bullshit. LA Knight. Bury the fuck out of him because Bray Wyatt needs a stern kick in the ass because somewhere deep down inside in this fucking Dr. Robotnik ripoff, he looked like a human pinball machine. I don't know what happened to Bray Wyatt. He became a bitch. I'm sorry, dude. Y'all fans have to accept the fact that this is not the same Bray Wyatt. I don't know what it is. He's too stuck up his own ass. No wonder Vince didn't like it. People, Vince didn't give him a chance. Look at these shitty ass ideas he got. First of all, this whole Uncle Howdy's not an intimidating name. We don't even know enough about Sister Abigail, who's supposed to be this mystic character. Y'all dropped the ball. It's several wrestlers y'all could have introduced in Sister Abigail. Why would we take Uncle Howdy seriously when we don't even fucking know what Sister Abigail is? We heard about her. We never fucking seen her before. What, some shitty-ass CGI graphic? That doesn't fucking count. Why was Nikki Cross not Sister Abigail? If Rosemary's not going to do it, get fucking Nikki Cross to do it. This should have been an actual character by now. What's that?
They dropped the ball, man.
Yeah.
They dropped the fucking ball bad, man.
So we supposed to take this goofy ass Uncle Howdy serious. Get the fuck out of here with this. You had to. It looked cool when he returned when they had the strobe light in the crowd showing it like, oh, where are they at? Then we saw a full-fledged light picture of them. They look like a bunch of fucking goofy cosplayers. Nobody's going to take this bullshit serious. And I will feel embarrassed. LA Knight, this is almost like getting buried. Having LA Knight work with this version of Bray Wyatt. This is William Rotunda. That's not fucking Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt left with the Fiend. This is not Bray Wyatt. And you motherfuckers won't accept, but it's bullshit. He even knew that. Because the first week he came out crying, the second week he tried to cut a serious promo with the goofy ass jazz music. Like, bro, why is Bray Wyatt and jazz in the same fucking conversation? Jazz music does not fit Bray Wyatt's character. Why is he doing that? These motherfuckers don't. And you wonder why Vince didn't take this bullshit serious. He's like, oh, I should bury your ass. You know how Vince turned you into a barbecued ass Ninja Turtle as a result of this. That was the last interesting thing. When you got burned up was the last thing they did with you, dude. This is terrible. LA Knight should be working with probably fucking Karrion Kross. Well, he's a heel. They're both heels, so they can't. He should be working with somebody else. Take him to Raw and let him work with fucking MVP or something like that. Not MVP, but Riddle. Let him work with Matt Riddle or something. Let Riddle be babyface like LA Knight. Because this is a waste of his time, honestly. But I do like that he slapped the shit out of him. I do like that he legitimately slapped the shit out of that dude. And he was like, yeah, I'm leaving, dummy. Yeah, that's not an insult. That's the fact that, like, this is Eli Drake. Fuck all that modeling bullshit. This is motherfucking Eli Drake. This is what we want to see. This is the second coming of The Rock. He has the career. He's got the swag. He's got the glasses. Let him be like The Rock when he was in, when he was burying the shit out of backstage personalities. That's what you do with this dude. Yeah. Not this good. JoJo, did you see that they had Mace and fucking Mansoor with the fucking underwear on, dude? Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God, dude. It's only getting worse. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that probably would have got done if Vince was there, just because Vince likes to laugh at goofy shit like that. However, whoever cleared this needs to be thrown out of a helicopter screaming. And then they had fucking Dio Madden, who's Mace. This big intimidating motherfucker who, when he stood up in front of Brock Lesnar when he was on commentary, he actually looked like he could have went toe-to-toe with Brock. That's how big that motherfucker is.
Yeah.
Then y'all got this man in fucking D-string. And then, JoJo, the thing that made me so mad, and maybe he's a good performer, he was so convincing when he was turned side. Like, they had him posing in his ass. Like, they had the camera, like, perfectly shot on his ass, and that bothered me so. And fucking Mike's laughing at this bullshit because I'm getting heated up.
That shit is crazy, bro. That shit is crazy.
It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. Everything is so backwards in wrestling right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just saying, I just don't get it, man. I don't get it.
It's so bad, dude. It's so fucking bad. But the only thing pretty much that was good was SmackDown. I do like the Ali and what's the name working with each other. But Tennille Dashwood she stole it from me. She's so fucking hot, dude. Kevin Owens returning. We'll see where it goes. I feel like him and Sami Zayn are involved with each other too much, and they don't allow it to breathe. So I'm not that interested in it. Kevin Owens did get a good pop, but almost everything gets a pop from these fucking nerves. So you never know what's a good thing versus a bad thing. But let's keep the show moving because JoJo got to go soon anyway. UFC Fight Night Las Vegas 65. My guy Derek Lewis was in a fight tonight. JoJo, what was this card about, man? Let us know what's causing all this with this card, son.
Unfortunately, yes, Derek Lewis was supposed to fight Sergey Spivak. Unfortunately, though, the fight got canceled in the middle of the prelims. Word was starting to leak through Twitter that somebody was out there live watching the event and heard that something was happening to the main event. So it spread. Folks were trying to figure out what was going on. Come to find out, word was true. There was a problem with the main event. They kept extending the prelims, so that shit was long as hell, just to find out that Derek Lewis got sick, so they had to pull him out of the fight. The fight gets canceled. So we ended up with 11 fights on this card. Some of the fights moved around. So we ended up with the co-main event as the main event, as Kennedy and Zetchukwu fought Ian Kudalaba. The co-main event ended up being Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Chase Sherman. So the prelims were pretty good. Natalia Silva got a TKO win in the third round. That was a fight, though, against Teresa Bleda. Blader had some really solid wrestling. I was trying to watch this because I had to do cleanup. I had to do cleanup, so I was out for a little bit. But when I got home, I managed to click in and watch. And yeah, Teresa Blader almost had the submission win. I think it was in the second round. That girl, Silver, was striking, doing her thing a little bit, but the wrestling was out there. But she managed to rustle up a little bit, do her own thing, land these strikes. And boy, this third round, I came home in time because they were fighting against the clinch, against the cage. Who was it? Silver switched positions, so Blader was against the cage. Blader went to go for a takedown, and Silver throws this nasty spinning back kick that catches Blader like right in the shoulder blade, neck, face area. Fucked her whole shit up. That shit was so smooth. So she got the third round TKO. Then we had the unanimous decision as Brady Highstand fought Fernie Garcia. That was a pretty good fight. Shout out to Fernie. Fernie was improving his takedown defense. I love that kid striking. He did drop Highstand in the first round, but Highstand is such a grizzly fucking wrestler. And so it was kind of somewhat of a back and forth-ish, but Highstand wrestling and scramble ability proved to be a little too tough for Fernie. Also tagging a little bit on the lead leg, looking for the little setups here and there. He did his work and he got it done. He got the unanimous decision against Fernie Garcia. Was a little upset. Then we had Vanessa Demopoulos versus Maria Oliveira at strawweight. Demopoulos won that by unanimous decision. Boy, that girl beat that girl like she owed rent money. That shit was crazy. 2 rounds. Maria Oliveira. As I said, Mike, I don't trust Oliveira. I don't trust Oliveira's friggin' takedown defense or her ground game. Demopoulos ruled her for 2 rounds, put beating on her on the ground, was just stifling her with control. The third round, though, it kind of switched up a little bit. Demopoulos wasn't quite able to get those takedowns, and Oliveira was trying to press it, trying to put the pressure and throw a lot of strikes. But Demopoulos is tough, man. Tough Greek girl. She took that punishment, man, and she won by unanimous decision. Then our boy Ricky Tercios fought Kevin Natividad. Natividad had a long hiatus. Tercios looked bad in his last fight. Tercios wins by split decision. That was a good back and forth. Natividad had power in his strikes. Kind of was knocking Tercios here and there with some big shots, clean shots. But Ricky got a chin of, I don't know what the fuck, because he got hit. This dude didn't even like crumble. Man got right back up and just kept putting wrestling pressure on this dude. And Kevin was like, I don't know what to do. I can't defend this. What the hell? I'm trying to beat him. This dude started even throwing strikes while he was on his back. I'm like, wow. Ricky Tercios wins by split decision. Miles Johns versus Vince Morales. Miles Johns won. Low output fight. They both could have done a lot more. Johns managed to squeak through 2 rounds. Enough for 2 rounds to take 2 rounds in the decision win over Vince Morales. I was a little disappointed. But yeah, it is what it is. Jennifer Maia for Marina Moroz. This was a ranked fight in the women's flyweight division. Maia wins this by unanimous decision. Good fight for Maia. Marina was striking. She was using her footwork. She was using her jabs. She tried to get some takedowns, but wasn't quite able to. Jennifer Maia was just, she was just throwing some shit, man. She was landing that right hand repeatedly. Like it was a right hook, an overhand right, the straight right. She just kept landing that right hand on Moroz. And for somebody who boxed with the Ukraine team, I don't know what the hell was going on there. That girl was punching air at times. She got beat up at times. Yeah, Mike picked Jennifer Maya because Maya got booty. That's why he got attracted by the booty. The Brazilian booty got his attention. Yup. And I picked Marina because Marina was on Playboy magazine, according to Mike. But it is what it is. Mike, I still got you on those pictures. Don't worry, you my homie. So then we had Charles Johnson fighting Zalga Zumagulov. This shit had all the fouls, all the penalties in the world. None of them were called. The decision went to the wrong guy, in my honest opinion. It is what it is, though. Charles Johnson won against Zalga Zumagulov. Now Zumagulov was talking about he wants to retire. That man's upset. He got robbed of another win again. He got kids to feed. He got like 2 wives and kids to feed. Crazy. That's how they run in Kazakhstan. They get multiple wives and all that shit. But then we had the main card. Jack Della Maddalena. He won by first round TKO against Danny Roberts. That was pretty much one-way traffic. That was one-way traffic. Jack walked in there. Danny Roberts tried to establish some shit. Jack said, nah, we're not doing that. Not today. Dipping, dodging, ducking. Fighting in range and in the pocket. Lit this man, Danny Roberts, the hell up. Bro, that was bad. Like, the matchup was bad. The outcome of the fight was bad. This dude, Danny Roberts, was crumbled on the floor. Oh, my God. He took some body punches, some hooks. Yo, shit was just not adding up for him tonight, man. Maddalena wins by the TKO. Muslim Salikov fought Andre Fiallo at welterweight. And Muslim won by TKO round 3. This was pretty back and forth. We got to see Muslim pull out some nasty kicks, of course, because he's a fucking master of wushu. So he ended up throwing a lot of good kicks, a lot of good punches. Fiallo did too. Fiallo messed up his eye. He messed up Salikov's eye with a good left. No, it was a right hook. It was a right hook. He landed a couple rights. Uppercut he was trying to land. The left he was trying to land as well. But Muslim just kept him setting him up with really good footwork and just good selective shots. And he used the takedowns a couple times. Eventually, it looked like Fiallo just couldn't keep up the pace. And then he was stuck there in round 3, just taking a bunch of random-ass shots. And then he got hit with spinning back kicks and all types of shit. He got caught with a couple of those dead to the head. God damn. And that was it, man. Salikov won by 3rd round TKO. Then we had Acosta versus Sherman. I'm honestly saying, fuck Chase Sherman. I'm so upset. Fuck Sherman. I even put in a tweet. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Like, Chase Sherman fought the first round exactly how you were supposed to fight the first round. Like, bro, he struck with the punches, ended his combination on leg kicks. Just like we said Jared Vanderer did. That was the perfect thing he did. And he did it perfectly. Why, when the second round comes, this guy forgets all about the strategy? He gets lit up in the early second round, in the early stages of the second round, and forgets to throw leg kicks. Now he's fighting like he's stupid. He throws one leg kick throughout the rest of the fight and gets pieced apart by Acosta. Bruh, and he used a takedown in the first round. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then Kennedy and Chukwu fought Ian Kudalaba. That was a fun fight. Kudalaba got a takedown, Kudalaba started off the fight crazy like he usually does, just winging punches, caught Kennedy a little bit, wrestled him against the cage, got a takedown, was trying to beat him up. Kennedy got back up, managed to do his thing. Second round came, they were fighting a little bit, and Kennedy said, "Ha ha, I got a trick for you, motherfucker." And he started throwing not elbows, knees. He started throwing the jumping knees and just launching his knee up the middle, and started catching Eon a little bit. Then he caught Eon with a nasty little jumping knee, and then just finished him against the cage and put that dude out. That was it. So that was it, man, for MMA. I know there was a fight. I see Rahman Jr. was supposed to fight Greg Hardy, but I'm gonna catch that tomorrow when I come home. I just want to see that fight because that seems like an interesting fight. Because Greg Hardy, I forgot who Rahman was supposed to fight, but they pulled out. So Greg Hardy said, "Yo, I'll jump in." And Greg Hardy's like 300 and something pounds. Hasim Rahman's like 200 and something pounds. So I don't know how the hell that fight went. You probably see it through highlights on Twitter or the Zone page on YouTube. But yeah, check that out, man, because that shit had to be funny or something. But I'm gonna try to check it out tomorrow. Yeah, but that's all, man.
Sound like a lot of good bouts. Of course, a lot more good stuff coming up. We'll see how Raw. I'm actually on vacation this week coming up, from work. But
Where we did, Mike.
What's that?
Nah, Mike said we killed it. Yeah, we killed it on picks this week. Thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Speaking of which, you might well plug our thing. Follow them every week. They got predictions, picks, upcoming fight information. Cope's Corner Podcast. His name is right here, actually. Him and JoJo got their show every Friday. JoJo's Mr. B 1986 on Twitter. It's TJ Time 1991 on Twitter. I'm kind of rebranding a little bit. You know, I had to, floss off the haters a little bit. Motherfuckers was hating, so I rebranded a lot of my graphics and stuff because it's just like people be having too much time on their hand to hate or whatever, and then try to tweet me. Like, you got to catch up to my money at first before you're going to say something. Trust me. Don't sweat the technique, man. I'm wearing the shirt right now, the greatest, most blunt. Who do y'all think I learned how to cut motherfuckers and new assholes podcast from? Y'all see the shirt that says Hot Rod. This is the legitimately greatest heel other than me ever named Roddy Piper. Even Ronda Rousey knew that because she trained with him. It's just like, don't sweat the technique, man. Y'all hate, but catch this money. That's all I can say. Catch this money, man. I'm still going to floss on y'all. Don't sweat the technique, man. But yeah, y'all can catch me as always. It's always good to get in contact with Mike because we don't get to talk very often. We already know when this is going to be a really good UFC show. I'm going to cover it. And I was like, you know what? Let's do a show. We haven't done a Saturday show, a Super Saturday. I think since like fucking Haps, JoJo. It's been, it's been a while, dude. I think it was Haps, which was about a year ago. I got off Haps in October of 21. But yeah, man. We got a lot of good stuff coming up as always. We'll see. Bobby been on vacation. We might just do a Monday show just for the hell of it. Just because I got to hear Brian get on the show and hear JoJo say, yeah, man, word to my mother, Brian. Yeah, I'm going to hit you in the neck. I just got to hear that at least once. So we might. We was trying to get Jason on here now, but he got some type of motherfucking Middle Eastern phone where he couldn't connect. They were saying somebody was banned from the app. I'm like, what? Why would you be? You barely even put anything up. Like, why would you be banned? Or whatever, but yeah, we're more than likely gonna do a Monday show just because I'll be off. But speaking of which, another person got surprised. He ain't gonna say it, but his birthday's coming up. Fucking JoJo's birthday this week. Birthday's coming up.
Yeah. My birthday is Thursday. That's right.
Nice.
My birthday is Thursday.
Make sure y'all go say happy birthday.
Yeah, on 24th. Thanksgiving Day.
Yep, on the 24th. On Thanksgiving. Ain't it crazy? You already know he gonna get this man about to eat some scrimp, steaks, turkey, everything. He gonna throw it out. Do you usually throw it out on Thanksgiving, JoJo?
Yeah, we throw down a bit on Thanksgiving, man.
I'm talking about you. Do you eat a little bit of everything? You eat everything?
Yeah, I eat a little bit of everything, man. I eat a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to call out this. Depending. I said, depending on what's there, what's gonna be for dinner. I mean, for Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? I might chill. I might OD. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, I usually eat pretty conservative. I eat multiple times, but I eat usually pretty. It's usually simple meat, vegetables, dessert, start shit like that. Probably some
Right.
cider or something. Like I usually keep it. I ain't wild out on Thanksgiving probably since I was a teen, just because I haven't. Because I've been most of my adult life I trained for like wrestling or something, so I just couldn't. But in wrestling season is inconveniently around Thanksgiving, so you know what I mean. So yeah, that was
Right.
always kind of the thing. Mike says he wrecked shop. Oh yeah, your birthday passed. Happy belated birthday, Mike. Your birthday is November
Right.
7th. You're right about. And that's
Yeah.
JoJo's one of JoJo's family members. I forgot which one, but I remember
My
him saying he.
sister. Yeah.
Wow, yeah. So we got all
You
these
remember
birthdays.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I got a pretty good memory, man. My memory is
Yeah.
pretty good. That's why when people say crazy, a lot of stuff I ignore. But when you try to question my intelligence, I'm going to embarrass you. Like I don't understand. I don't understand people, bro. I remember shit, so don't try to do bullshit to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
just going. Like I'm usually pretty cool and really open minded.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, I'm a pretty open mind. I know people don't think that, but I am. Y'all just mad because I say what I say. But teacher has good. Oh yeah, I have a pretty good memory for numbers. Like I worked in jobs where I had to remember numbers quite a bit. So JoJo
Right.
know numbers too. He know numbers probably better than me because he be knowing these fucking dates and pronouncing words and shit. Like if I ever need to pronounce a word or a name, I'm calling JoJo because I'm bad. I just know about only comma. I don't know nothing about commas and punctuation. Only commas I look at is on my paychecks. I don't look at commas nowhere else. You know what I mean? So I don't give a fuck about commas.
I hear that, man. I
Only on
hear
my paycheck, so I don't give a fuck about no commas or semicolons or none of that bullshit. But
Oh
yeah, y'all, we're gonna
shit.
let this man go ahead and go. I thought I was gonna have to catch him. I swear I thought this man fell asleep because that AEW show was so fucking long, dude. I thought you just fell
Yeah,
asleep
man. They
on the couch or
prolonged that
something.
shit too long, man. I said, yo, this shit got to be over by like 10, by like 10 or so,
Yeah.
10:30 at least, no latest.
Yep.
Fucking whole extra hour, man.
Yep.
Y'all guys got to do better, man. But fuck.
It ended at 15 minutes after the hour, like 11 your time, 10 my time. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was like 15, 20 minutes after the hour. Last thing I want to talk about, I just thought about this because it came to my head. I don't know if you
Sure.
heard about this, JoJo. The Rock is he not really communicating with Triple H. He's almost certain he's gonna do the WrestleMania thing, but Triple H been talking about, yeah, call me. Triple H, you big nose fuck. Why would The Rock want to call you when you can't even get TV right now? Why would he want to talk to you? You can't even get the TV that's in front of you correct. How you gonna think 6 months down the line? You can't work out the shit that's. Of course, he's ignoring you, big nose fuck. You tried to get him fired for whatever fucking stupid reason because you was threatened by how good he was. But apparently, The Rock, because I talked to Billy the other day. Apparently, The Rock is going with a back and forth with different ideas about how he's clear that he wants to work with his family.
Yeah.
And he don't care that if he's pinned by Roman Reigns. He just wants them to probably do a follow-up match at SummerSlam.
Yes.
So
that's
apparently people from his camp was saying it'll look bad if Black Adam lose. These fucking nerds are making it seem like The Rock is Black Adam in real life. That's a fucking
Word.
character he plays, you stupid assholes.
Yeah.
these
Exactly.
people are fucking crazy, man.
Exactly.
These
Rock
nerdy ass-
Rock knows what he wants to do. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
Rock,
yeah.
Rock, yeah, Rock knows what he wants to do. He doesn't want the shit to happen, you know what I mean? Like how they did Stone Cold and Brock Lesnar or Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels, where
Right.
they just did a one-off and shit when
Yeah.
motherfuckers wanted a prolonged segment where they
Right.
can actually get their win. Even if the other person would get more wins than them, they wanted a win back at least.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand where The Rock is coming from.
Absolutely. It's
And The
business.
Rock is not, yeah, and The Rock is not gonna try to talk to certain guys about that. He gonna
Yeah.
want to talk to Vince straight up. He's
yeah.
gonna want to hear from Steph or Nick Khan and see what's going on from there.
Right.
Because as much as Triple H is there, there's certain things that certain guys know,
Right.
and that's his family, so he knows,
Right.
and that's how you want to do his shit.
Right. He wants to. He don't want your big nails ass usurping his buzz. Like, and also The Rock's
Yeah.
there to do business because the XFL is probably resurfacing, and The Rock
Exactly.
owns the XFL. So
Just
Triple H, unlike you, The Rock is all business, bro. He's gonna do the
Yep.
right, and it's not that he don't want to lose to certain people. He wants the shit to make fucking sense. That's all he asks, dude. Like you're just, oh yeah, we're gonna have him return. Like it's no long term, but it's very almost rarely any long term booking with anybody outside of your NXT favorites. If you
Yep.
think Bailey and Damage Control is good enough, when The Rock comes back, The Rock name just being mentioned that he's going to return, going to automatic. I guarantee you, this is going to be the first time WWE does over 3 million views. When The Rock comes back, that TV
Yeah.
that he promotes his match, that's
Yep.
going to be the first 3 million. WWE hasn't had a 3 million viewer show, and probably realistically, I got to check. It's probably been about 5 years. It's probably been
You
5
might
years.
be right. You might be right on that.
It's been a while, dude. They got 2.5 a couple times, but like you should be getting 2.5 any fucking way. If the NFL could do 12, you can't do what 1/7 of that. Get the fuck out of here. You don't have any business being on. And NFL has barely even gotten into their important games. They're usually going into December is when they're like, okay, this is shit about to get real. They're away what week? Probably like 10 or something by now, maybe 8.
I think that's week 10. Week 10.
Week 10. So if they're in week 10, they mean they got about 7 more weeks before the playoffs. WWE, y'all got to get y'all shit together. It is no way that y'all can't get 3 million views when NFL consistently gets between 11 and 12 million views. That is unfucking excusable. You got goofy ass shows like Dr. Pimple Popper doing better than you. Shame on y'all. AEW kicked y'all monkey ass off Wednesdays for fucking hockey. And nothing against hockey. I actually enjoy hockey, especially the Blackhawks, because they got usually with a great team. So I'm gonna rep my whole team. However, it is no way that hockey is more relevant than pro wrestling. A lot of people forget, and this is like the best thing to end the show on. Wrestling is the reason cable got fucking popular. Go ask Ted Turner. Prior to that, nothing was on fucking TNT but fucking horse racing and baseball. Nobody fucking watched that shit. Hulk Hogan and wrestling is the reason cable is fucking relevant. Don't believe me? Go do your fucking research.
Yeah, man.
Atlanta Braves and wrestling was the
first. That's what I was gonna say. Atlanta Brave games.
Yes. Right? Like
Atlanta Brave games, dog. Shit.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Kiss the ring, man. Y'all can see how well, I get this Cultaholic and fucking WrestleMania and all these people get this views. You'll get the nobody gives a fuck about those ass kissers. They're kissing ass to get views. I tell the truth. And there's people that follow me a lot more than y'all think. It's professional people that follow me now. That's fucking important. One of my main followers is the great Sergeant Slaughter. I've talked to him before. He knows that I know what the fuck I'm talking about because he understands that I know business. And big ups to Sarge. You know why? Sergeant Slaughter is the reason that action figures happen to fucking wrestling. You know that they make money off action figures, right? Sergeant Slaughter is the reason for it. That's why he respects me. And it's others. I'm not going to say the other ones, but go look at my followers. You'll see what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't care about numbers. I care about substance. I want smart people. I don't want you fucking Cheeto dust masturbating assholes follow me anyway. You fucking perverted weirdos. Fuck y'all. Jacking off with Cheetos dust. I don't want y'all following me anyway.
Dust.
Come on, son. Word up. Fuck y'all. I don't give a fuck about what y'all think, man. I'm still sexy and make more money than y'all. But we gonna wrap it up, son. Thank you, Mike. As always, my big homie was here. Thank you for all the follow. I got my Twitch back. I had to jump through some fucking hoops, but I had to holler at them like, bro, I might have to have China put that gun in y'all head like they did John Cena if y'all don't get my motherfucking page.
Shit.
Y'all holding my schedule up, son. The fuck up out of here. I had to wait 3.5 days instead of 3 to get. When y'all got let butt ass naked OnlyFans women, get the fuck out. As much money I made y'all, don't play with the king, man. The fuck y'all thought y'all was fucking. Get my shit back. Get the fuck out of here. And fuck you haters that fucking bomb my thing with bullshit. Like y'all was just hating, and I got my shit back anyway. Fuck y'all. But yeah, I'm rich, bitch. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you, JoJo, as always, son, man.
Hey, man, no problem, dude.
Birthday. Thank you. Have a good day at church. I'll be talking to you through texts and tweets and all that good stuff. And then I'll tell y'all to kiss my ass shit. Fuck y'all. I'll talk to you later.
Hello
to butter, Brian. Word to
butter. Man.
Thank
Word.
You. Later.
Peace out, DJ.